Sunday night football. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. We envisioned a win, but we didn't envision the fashion it came in. But we'll take it. A win is a win, like they always say. Winning ugly, winning pretty. Hey, it counts. It counts in the win column. 13-19, Houston Texans on Sunday Night Football took down the Chicago Bears. Quarterback play from C.J. Stroud didn't disappoint. My only thing with that game is they got away from the run too early. Now I know Joe Mixon went out with a little ankle sprain, but after he went out, it seemed like they just abandoned the run. They should have continued to run. You still got Akers out there. Give him enough carries. I'm not saying that would have made a big difference. They would have blew him out just because they ran the football. But I think they got one-dimensional, and they just kept dropping C.J. Stroud back, dropping him back, looking for big plays. And they're a passing offense. I like it. But when the running game is there to take, they should have stayed with it a little longer just to balance out that offense. And I just think they got away from it. They had C.J. Stroud slinging it over the field. 23 for 36. That's not bad at all. Because when you watch that game, you'd have thought he had like 50 attempts, but it was just 36. But I just think they got away from the run, especially after Mixon went out. After they stuffed it a few times, wasn't getting, 5 yards a carry, they kind of just went away from it. I just want them to stick to it, especially when you get further down the season. Playing the bigger teams, you want to try to stick with that run. You don't want C.J. Stroud just running around slinging it all over the football field on a consistent basis. Can he win it with his arm? Yes, he can win it with his arm. But you want a balanced attack. So if I have anything negative about that football game for the Texans, as I would like to see a little more running. Stick with the running game. But overall, they got the win 13-19. You'd have thought Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers was playing when you look at the score. Because I'm thinking, man, I thought some points would be scored in this one a little bit. But 19-13, I like rough and rugged games like that as well. Playing chess. Points are hard to come by. But ultimately, the Houston Texans were able to pull it out. Now, Caleb Williams came out very nice. I like the Chicago Bears. I like Caleb. I keep calling him Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams. Excuse me. Caleb Williams. He came out looking sharp. Then it dwindled a little bit as the game went on. Houston started getting to him a little bit, putting him on the ground. 7 sacks for -40. So they was touching him up a little bit. But from week 1 to week 2, big improvement for Caleb Williams. And he's just going to get better as the season goes along. He's willing to listen is what they said. He tried to run around like he was in college in that week 1. Couldn't do that. You got to get rid of that football. But he had those 3-step dropbacks early in the game. He was getting rid of it. Good things was happening for him. So overall, man, just a good win. I'll just say it was a good win. It wasn't pretty. I won't even say it was like an ugly game, like far as execution. Yeah, you might say it was ugly, but it wasn't like, bad plays all over the field. They had some good moments where people was catching the ball, a few breakout runs, great defensive plays. Houston Texans picked him off twice. Probably could have been 3 times, I believe, and they called it, incomplete, I think, on one of them. But, yeah, they picked him off. Defense was flying around, and when you can have a team to score 13 points, that just shows your defense is pretty stout. So they'll take it, 13-19. And as far as the running game, Cam Akers, 7 carries for 32 yards. Joe Mixon, of course, he went out with the ankle sprain. I think he's going to be okay. He came back. I think he went in for 1 play, if I'm not mistaken. But after that, you didn't see him anymore. And I don't blame them not putting him back in there. I mean, the game was one of those games where you knew you could win it, you can pull it out. You really didn't need Joe Mixon to win this game. So wait till next week. Let him rest up, heal up a little more, then put him back out there full force. But Joe Mixon, before he went out and came back, 9 for 25, 2.8. Nothing good about that, but he didn't have a lot of volume. So, like I said, the takeaway from this game, I'm just a little surprised that Houston didn't stick with that run. Stick with the run. I'm thinking they came in thinking they was going to run the ball. And they just tried to do a flip-flop on him. Mixon ran for 159? last game in week 1. So they came out different, throwing it around, expecting them to stuff the run. I don't know, maybe they psyched their own selves out trying to go away from the run and throw it around the football field. And Tank Dell, once again, we had a few reverses. I just don't like that play with Tank Dell. I know I mentioned it before, but I think we can do without that little trick play, wide receiver reverse. Not much happening on there, but him getting racked up, getting drugged down. Come on, man. I hate to sound sour on this, but Tank Dell can do a lot of great things beside these wide receiver reverses, putting him out there to get hurt. He's not getting real big plays on it. Once they lay a glove on him, he's going down. He's not a heavy, strong individual where he's just going to break a lot of tackles. I mean, one hand grabs, they're dragging this guy. You know, it reminds me of a lion basically wrangling a deer every time he gets tackled. I mean, they're pulling his limbs, dragging him down, bending him this way, that way. If you're going to do that play, I really want it in the red zone, because he has an opportunity once he gets that little spurt going. It's a touchdown. You don't have to be weaving through traffic trying to, dodge this, dodge that. Once he gets his momentum going, he has a touchdown in that red zone. But try to run that 5-6 times in a game, I don't agree with that. They didn't run it that much. What he got, 3 carries, the 16 yards, 5.3 on average. And a lot of people say, well, you got 5.3 on average. Yeah, but did it really make a difference? I'd rather him catch the ball than actually run it out there on the island on a wide receiver reverse. It's just me. Everybody else might think different, but I need this guy healthy all season. It's not like he's bulky and got a lot of beef and meat on him where he can protect himself. He's not. He's skinny. He's a little frail, athletic. I don't want to make him out to seem just a soft player, because he's not. He's real tough. But sometimes you just got to do the measures. You know what I mean? We got 200, 300-pound guys out there trampling around. You don't want to mess up your gazelle, do you? Out there fancy, running routes the way he does. Hey, man, just get him something nice and quick. Get him out of bounds. Get him up the field and get whatever. Get a touchdown. So, Nico Collins. Nico Collins, man. Is Nico Collins the featured wide receiver now? Huh? Now, I know they got all these great wide receivers. Nobody wants to stand out as one. They work as a collective unit. But Nico Collins, whoo, 8 catches, 135, almost 17 on average, got him a touchdown, 10 targets. C.J. Stroud going to this guy, 10 targets, man, for 8 catches. It's not a bad ratio. Not a bad ratio, but it looked like he's trying to feature a little more with that size, speed. He done worked in the offseason. I mean, his game has just elevated even from last season. He came out last season, but now you're getting a presidential look from him this season coming in. Everything is fine-tuned. He's got control of his body. He just added speed with that big size. He's going up high-point balls. He's just sprinting away from people. Hey, man. Stephon Diggs, 4 catches for 37 yards, 9.3 on average. I like what I see there. Yeah, you want his numbers to be up higher. You want him to have more catches, but all the attention going to be on him as well. It's a great group. You got to pick your poison. And I like what I'm seeing from Stephon Diggs once again. He's excited. He's pumping his teammates up. He's not caring about if he gets the ball or not. Well, of course, every receiver wants the ball. Let's keep it real. But if he's winning, the offense is flowing, who cares if I get a ball or not? The ultimate goal is the Super Bowl. Always that. Always that. So Nico Collins stood out for the wide receivers. For as the running backs, a little mixture here and there, but nothing was steady, nothing was stout. C.J. Stroud basically won it on his arm in this outstanding defense. The defense really won the game because you didn't allow them to score any points. You turned the football over. You got to the quarterback. You put him on the ground. That will win you ball games. C.J. Stroud was serviceable enough to put enough points on the board so they can win. So you got to look at it like that. He didn't turn the football over. He got him a touchdown. So I will call this a pedestrian game for C.J. Stroud. but it was a good game. You see what I'm saying? You win them ugly. When your offense ain't fine-tuned, you still find a way. And wins like this is going to go a long way for the rest of the season. Because they all not going to be pretty. And the Chicago Bears, yeah, they kind of semi-mediocre. We're trying to see what they're going to do this year with the new quarterback and everything. I hope they could find a way to fine-tune themselves to get into the playoffs. I like to see them in the playoffs. I always like new blood in there, especially with Caleb Williams, man. Outstanding quarterback. Love watching him play. He's heady, he's smart, he's brilliant. You just know this guy's going to figure it out. And when he does, it's going to be a nice little quarterback rival whenever they match up, Texas and the Bears. So far as the receivers for the Chicago Bears, DJ Moore, 6 catches, 53 yards. He has some big catches. You know, not a lot of yards, but he had 10 targets himself. And he's reliable. Just lucky Keenan Allen wasn't there. That added another problem. Yeah, big guy Keenan Allen. He's a guy that could be a future Hall of Famer when his career is done. But I like Keenan Allen. I told you I like all these wide receivers with that size. High point the ball. Got a little speed on them. Can escape away. Tough guys. So, yeah, they very lucky Keenan Allen went in this one. That could have changed it up just a little bit. It made it a lot tougher to get rid of these Bears if he was out there. No doubt about that. Let's go down here and look at who got these interceptions. No, Lassiter got him one. What, Stingley? Look at 2020 before we get down there. My goodness, he all over the field. 13 tackles. 9 solo. Look at Petrie. 10 tackles. 8 solo. Azeez Al-Shaair, 10 tackles himself with 6 solo. They flying all over the football field. Anytime you get double-digit tackles, man, that means you're active. Got a nose for the football. Let's look at this. Go down here, look at the interceptions. Of course, you got Kamari Lassiter. Got his 1 pick for 9 yards. Look at Derek Stingley Jr. Got him a pick. Robert Woods and Steve Sims down there, they returned the ball very good, especially Steven Sims. He had a good breakaway for 37 yards. A good return by him. So overall, like I say, not too much to say. It was just a win. A win that we all can enjoy, a win that we can like. 2-0, moving on to next week. But they was able to get it done. And as far as that, we're going to jump into, I'm just going to run over the scoreboard real quick. Check it out. Bills and Dolphins. I was thinking about pulling those up, checking to look at the box score and everything, but we won't do that. Like I said, I'm going to bore y'all too much with that box sheet. We'll just go through the score real quick. 31-10, the Bills beat the Dolphins. That shocked me just a little bit. I thought the Dolphins would actually, come out, win that game at home. I was wrong on that situation. But the Bills got them 31-10, and Josh Allen, those guys, they was prepped up. They was ready to play that game. And as far as Tua, question is about Tua. Should Tua retire? That is the big question right now. Should Tua hang it up? Like I said, I'm wishing him the best, but this is continuing to happen, even from college. He's just got a history of getting banged up, getting hurt. So I don't know, man, especially when you're dealing with the head area and dealing with concussions. It's a tough, risky situation, man, about that. You want to be able to finish football and continue your career outside of the game, with your family, walking, talking, doing all the normal stuff that you're supposed to do throughout your life. And this guy, what I'm hearing, he still wants to get out there and play. You can respect the heart. The man got a passion for the game. But somebody's going to have to protect him from himself before it's all over with. Now, he wants to come back. Okay. We'll build yourself up. We'll try to get you back in there. Now, before all of that, before he got hurt, before he got injured, had that concussion, Tua wasn't having a real, let's just say, his type of game. He had some miscues. This offense was fluttering in this ball game, and they just couldn't make anything happen. The worst thing that could happen is him getting hurt, getting knocked out with a concussion. Now, get yourself right. You probably think you're ready to go right now. Will I play him next week? I'm not no doctor. It just depends. They know better than I do. Taking a look at him, see how he's speaking, see how he's moving around, and things like that. He don't have that dazed look in his eyes. Seem like he's still got the plays down. Seem like he's still sharp as attack. Maybe go out there and give him a shot at it again. But I'm gonna tell you this: if this guy goes out with a concussion again, it's time. Because at some point, it's like the Lord is trying to say something, and you might have to listen to it. It's a long history now of you getting these concussions. I don't want to say it. We all can knock on wood, but what's the possibility of you continuously making it out of these concussions, man? You got to really think about this. And people are thinking about it now. I'm thinking about it now that you need to really think about walking away from the game. But if you want to go out there and give it one more shot, which that is risky in itself, because you don't know. Next time could be more damaging. We don't know that. But if you find yourself back out on that football field, be careful. You need to have somebody in his ear. I know he's a tough guy. I know once those lights turn on and you're actually playing the game of football, you don't want to slide. You try to be competitive. You want to win. You want to go extra to get that first down, that extra yard. You're going to stick your head out there and you're going to do what you can do. But now is the time to slide. Every time he breaks out of that quarterback pocket, he needs to slide. I don't care where he is on the football field. I would take any licks. Scramble, either you're getting out of bounds or you're sliding. We're not looking to tramp over people. We're not looking to bulldoze over anybody. And I need to be talking to him about that. So Tua, get healthy. Hope you find yourself back on the field if that's what you really want to do, but you have to do it smart. You have to slide now, every time. Get out of bounds. None of this darting with your head first, trampling over people. We can't do that. It's bad enough you're taking hits in the pocket. Don't put yourself out there on the island, scrambling around, ducking your head down, trying to get that extra yard, get that first down. Understand your competitiveness, but your health is at stake. So the Dolphins losing that game in that fashion, that surprised me. Them at home, I thought they would have had a good showing. They didn't, and they went down 31-10. Browns and Jaguars. Can we give a round of applause? Deshaun Watson. That's the type of game you need to play. That was surprising in itself. That's another game that kind of surprised me. Jaguars at home. Deshaun Watson finally put together a decent game to win it, 18-13. So shouts out to Deshaun Watson. Bottle that up. Bottle that up. Win or lose, you need to have that type of game week in and week out. You don't have to try to be the hero every game. But man, if you want to play pedestrian, make your throws, hand the ball off, just don't turn it over. You can make hay. You can keep that starting position. You might get play all 17 weeks, 18 weeks, whatever it is with the bye. You can last and go long. Pause. So you think smart as well. So stay on the field. Great game by you. Heads up. Try to backdoor that next week and try to put together another win. Ravens and Raiders. You know what, man? I don't even want to talk about my picks. If I'm just on the other end of 500, I'm going to be happy. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm going to be happy if I'm just on the other end of 500. I didn't tally up anything yet. But I'm just looking at a few of them. I'm like, man, what? Raiders beat them 26-23. Who would have told me that Ravens are 0-2. 0-2. Went down to the Raiders. Raiders came prepared. Raiders was ready. Who expected the quarterback play to go the way it did for the Raiders? Making big plays, defense. Max Crosby over there acting crazy. Coaching up his quarterback. Shocking. Chargers and Panthers. Bryce Young. From what I'm hearing, probably just 30 minutes ago, from what I'm hearing, Bryce Young has been benched. Yeah, he's been benched. Don't know if it's going to be for the rest of the season. Do I think it's a good idea? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. They had the guy out there on the island running for his life. Pressure, trying to make big plays. Things wasn't happening. He's a young guy. You don't want to ruin him. I've said that before. I think this is a good decision. It allows him to sit back, watch the game from the sideline. As the weeks move along, he's gained more confidence. Gets the playbook down, understands his reads a little more, what he needs to do to maintain the offense. That's what he needs to learn right now. Because his confidence is starting to waver. You don't want him to completely lose it. Great decision there, and here comes the backup. Saints and Cowboys. Oh, my. Oh, my. Whoa. Who saw that coming? Can't say I saw that coming. Can't believe I almost got off of those Saints. I came this close of picking those Cowboys. But I said, Saints, I'm going to give you one more good shot. I haven't picked y'all in a couple of weeks now, going into last season. Show me something. I've been on and off, on and off, on and off for y'all. Man, talk about show me something. Those Saints look like they're ready for the Super Bowl. We're not going to lose our minds here in week 2, but my goodness. Did you see how they were playing? Offense just made them cover every blade of grass. Do you hear me? They made the Cowboys cover every blade of grass on that football field. Cowboys didn't know what was coming. It reminded me of a dog watching cars go by. They was just out there like... That's how they was looking. Didn't know what was going on, what was hitting them at what angle at any time. Defense. Cowboys, man. Woo! They always try to praise them early, especially in that week 1. You allowed 44 points on that defense. Yeah, it ain't all on Dak Prescott. When a team scores 44 points on you, you got to start looking at that defense a little bit like, what's going on? What happened? This happened. Zoom, 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 zoom. That's what happened. You couldn't catch them. You didn't know where it was coming from. It was a wake-up call. Y'all had a blowout last week. Now y'all get blowed out this week. It's time to go back to the lab. But me personally, Cowboys are going to be good, but they're not going to be great. You have to be great to go deep in the playoffs and to win the Super Bowl. They will just probably get into the playoffs, and then they're going to be an early exit first round out. Same old story with these guys. Same old story. But yeah, the Marcher Saints put it on them, and they put it on them good. Nobody seen that one coming. Now, I thought the Saints would probably had a good chance to win it, but I didn't think they was going to come out here and just slap them around. That's the surprise. Buccaneers and Lions. That's another shocker for me. Buccaneers, sometimes you just don't know what the Bucs got because you don't watch them every week. I mean, who really watched the Bucs? Be honest with you, unless you're in Tampa, right? So whenever you take a little peek at them and you see Mayfield running around, being confident, making plays, defense flying around, they're scoring touchdowns, you're like, where is this coming from? Can the Buccaneers make the playoffs this season? They looked like it in week 2, didn't they? They looked like it in week 2. Lions surprised me at home. Man, I thought they would pull that one out at home. But they had a shot. Coach took the ownership on it, though. Was it Dave Campbell? He took the ownership. He said it was on him. Now, do we really believe that, or he just saying that to cover up for his team? Because you got to be careful, Dave Campbell. I lost my team the football game. You only can say that so many times. Because after a while, the owner going to be like, yeah, you're right. You did call. No, get out of here. So Dave Campbell, you don't want to say that too many times in one season. One is almost enough. You do it twice, you might get see a pink slip under your door in after week 18. So be careful with that, Dave. All right. Colts and Packers. Yeah, I thought the Colts had an opportunity. And yeah, they had an opportunity. I mean, like it was a blowout, but Packers, goodness. They say we're going to keep this thing moving, okay? Lost week 1, but week 2 is going to be victorious. And they got the call. Hey, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to cry about it. Remember, they're in the Texans division. So we're not going to cry too much about that. They pulled it out at home. Packers are tough at home. I always know that. Chiefs, Packers, certain teams are at home, man. You almost got to say they're not losing it. Steelers is another team at home. Eagles, another team at home. Certain teams at home, man, it is just tough to win there. Right? And they were one of them. 49ers and Vikings. That was a shocker to me again. Vikings came out and played. Hope Justin Jefferson's okay. Look like he could be okay, but you see why he has all that money. You see why they're saying he is #1 receiver in the league. Anybody got questions with that? Anybody surprised? Do you have anybody else that could be better than Justin Jefferson? Let me know. Nico Collins, maybe? I don't know. Possible? We'll see as the train keeps moving, right? Okay. Oh, man. Seahawks and Patriots. Did I pick the Patriots at home? I don't remember. I have to go back and look at it. I'll look at it later. Well, Seahawks beat them 23-20. 23. Oh, and if I didn't tell you the score of the 49ers and Vikings, that's 23-17 by the Vikings. All right. 23-20. Seahawks beat the Patriots. Patriots are at home. Seahawks made enough plays to pull it out. Who's clutch? Lockett. He comes up big every time. How long he's been doing that? When you need that catch, don't matter if it's 4 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards, this guy continues to come up with the ball, man. I've seen this guy make catches almost his whole career, especially the Super Bowl run with the Seahawks. He just seems like he's been there forever. It was a 4th and 2, 4th and 6, 4th and 20. It seems like Lockett is the one who's coming down with that ball, man. Guy's outstanding. He's outstanding. And he only had, 2 catches? And come up big like that. Wow. Jets and Titans. Jets got in the win column after that week 1 failure. I don't know if I want to call it a failure, but when you lose, I mean. Hey. 24-17, they beat the Titans. Aaron Rodgers was looking good on that sideline cheering them on. He was enjoying it. Defense made a stance. Titans played their asses off. They played well. But DeAndre Hopkins, he's highly upset going into this week. Did he have like 1 catch or something like that, 2 targets? And when you lose, that's when it's a problem. So you can feel DeAndre Hopkins playing in this one. And I'm pretty sure he probably voiced his opinion after the game or sometime this week. Because when you have a caliber wide receiver like Hopkins and you only can target him, 2 times and 1 catch, that's a problem. That's a serious problem. And on top of that, you lose. So, not a good situation. Giants and Commanders. Commanders got the Giants. That was no surprise. 21-18. The misfits is what I like to call the Giants. Commanders were at home, and I expected them to pull it out, and they did. So they still got to figure out what they're going to do with Daniel Jones. Is he going to fit into the season, or are they going to put him on the shelf? He keeps playing like that. I don't know if he's going to be a Giant for very long, to be honest with you. Rams and Cardinals. 41-10. Cardinals at home put it on those Rams. 41-10. They didn't bypass Marvin Harrison Jr. this time, did they? I think so. Kyler Murray, man. I almost lost faith in Kyler Murray. I'll be honest with you. He's coming out this season, a lot of pressure on him. He probably knows that. And he's elusive, making people miss, making clutch throws down the field. This little tiny-sized, pint-sized guy. They all knew it was going to be tough for him in the league anyway, being that small. And it probably still can get tough for him as the season moves along. But right now, this guy's looking good. Scrambling around, making people miss, buying time, getting the ball down the field, making plays. I got to tip my hat to him because I almost thought he was semi kind of finished. He wasn't going to capture what he had early on. Look like he's proving me wrong so far. We'll revisit that probably the halfway mark of the season, and then we'll see. We'll come back and talk about it. But right now, he's looking pretty good. You put 41 points out there on those Rams, man, and the Rams are known for their offense. Woo, that's tough. Bengals and Chiefs. All those Mahomes haters out there, I understand, I know. I was sitting right there with y'all. You know what I said? Patrick Mahomes getting ready to lose. Joe Burrow is the only quarterback seems to take him down. He has a good record against him. Could anything go wrong? Yeah, it went wrong. Called pass interference. Can y'all believe that? I told you. Magical. You can call it what you want. Last play, it don't matter. Patrick Mahomes. I'll change that. Patrick Magician Mahomes. It seems like it happens every time when you have him bottled up. And you can say, oh, it was the Revs. The Revs didn't call that play. Was it a pass interference? Yes, it was a pass interference. So it don't matter if a guy's going to catch it. He put the ball right there for him. It don't matter the situation. I keep saying this, man. And I'm going to get off of it because I know a lot of people are aggravated just talking about the Chiefs or talking about Patrick Mahomes, especially if you don't like this team. But it happens over and over again. In crunch time, they find a way to win. Pass interference or just an outright catch for a first down. However you want to slice it, it gets done. Bengals right there. You could tell Joe Burrow was frustrated. He was hot. Then fish grease mixed with chicken grease. He wanted that game. And I was rooting for you, Joe. I wanted you to get that game. I did. But I done seen it enough. He has the ball in his hands. Last drive, anything like that, you can forget it. Forget it. And then Bucker, which they're going to bronze his leg, not only his foot, they're going to bronze his whole leg when his career is done. This guy here is clutch. Put it right on in. Walked up there like, you know, he was out there at the golf course by himself. Early Sunday morning, sun shining, you know. Got his 3-iron out like Collinsworth said, and boop, it's gone. Game's over. Game's over. Steelers 13-6 beat the Broncos. Justin Fields. Oh, Russell Wilson look like you might not be getting a start position back. That's what it looks like. And right now, it's the right move. Look, I already told y'all how I feel about Russell Wilson. I don't think he's going to ever recapture what he had. I think it's a total wash. Not to try to, talk down on Russell Wilson. Good quarterback. Like Russell Wilson, which he could recapture, but it's not going to happen. I think his time and passed on now. Yeah, can he be a pedestrian? Can he just, do this? Yeah, but if he tries to go outside of that, it's going to be trouble. He's going to get the ball picked off. He's going to get a strip sack. If he tries to do too much, the loop around, how he does in the pocket, no. If he can do 3-step drop backs and make quick decisions and get the ball where it needs to go, he probably would be okay. But he doesn't do that. Now he's banged up. You allow Justin Fields to get in there. He's making his hay now. Especially when you start out 2-0, it's hard to make that change. You'll be crazy to make that change. Only way you make that change if Fields falls flat on his face. You lose damn near 3 games in a row. He's not looking good. He's starting to turn the ball over. It's just chaos out there. That's the only way Russell Wilson would get back in this lineup. Only way. But even if you're losing the game, and he had a pedestrian game, he didn't turn the football over, and it really wasn't on him that why they lost, he's going to keep his job. Justin Fields, he'll keep his job. So Russell Wilson, you're in a tough position. If you don't mind being a cheerleader on the sideline that says team, then you're fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Then, of course, Bears and Texans, the one we discussed here, got it on the spotlight on the box sheet. There it is. Like I said, it wasn't pretty, but it was a win. And we'll take wins in any kind of fashion. If you can win by half a point, you will take that. So, no question, nobody thought that the Bears would beat the Texans. All right? We knew we could pull this game out. They did that. It's time to move on to week 3 now. Look at the film. Sharpen your tools. Come out there more precise. More into what you want to get into. Lean heavy back on the running game. Let's not just go into each week now trying to abandon that and rely on C.J. Stroud's arm. I don't think that's the way to go. Keep it balanced. The game plan was maybe to come in here slinging around a little bit, expecting Joe Mixon to run big again in this game. I don't know what the situation was with that, but to me, they should have just stuck with it a bit more balanced. It wouldn't have looked too ugly, right? With all the balls flying around. And trust me, I'm a pass guy. I love the ball flying around the football field. But when the game is getting a little sticky, you need to run some clock. You need to gain some balance. Get them off their point a little bit. Just go ahead and stick with the run and see what we can do. We might could have busted a couple of them. You never know. Open up the passing game even more. So sometimes you got to stick with that run even if you're not banging for 5-6 yards a pop. But still, you got some good runners behind it. Doesn't stop there. And I want to throw a shout out to Cade Stover catching that ball for 18 yards. That was huge at the time. Good catch by him. So, Monday Night Football. No question. Got the Eagles and the Falcons, right? Falcons coming into Philadelphia. You already know the story with that. Believe they will pull it out. I think I predicted a blowout in this game. But more importantly, just want them to win the game. Even if it's close, whatever the case may be, just come out of there with a win. That's the main important thing. Now, if they blow them out, then hey, my prediction was right on that. But the main thing is just to get a win. Kirk Cousins, they say he don't look like he's that right. Maybe banged up a little bit. But still, this is a dangerous team. They got a lot of young talent around them. Bijan Robinson and all these other players. Is Bijan Robinson playing? Is he okay? Matter of fact, Kirk Cousins threw 2 interceptions in week 1. Bijan Robinson, 18 carries, 68 yards. So he played last week. I didn't hear nothing about him being banged up or anything. Maybe he's going to play, maybe not. I don't know. But like I said, they still got a lot of good young talent. You can't overlook this team, okay? Still respect them, but thinking going out there and hit them in the mouth. You're playing at home in Philadelphia. crowd's going to be crazy. This is primetime Monday Night Football. You don't play with anybody. And especially if you got Kirk Cousins out there, hey, it's pick machine. That's how I look at it. Pick him off once, maybe twice, 3 times a lady. Whatever you got to do, pull out this win, rattle him. Don't let him sit in the pocket. Well, sometimes when he sit in the pocket, he still throw interceptions, but that's not the point. Take him seriously, go out there and handle business, and put this in the win column, plain and simple. So that's pretty much it. Quick hit right there. I didn't want it to go too long. Sometimes it rambles to almost an hour, 45, 50 minutes. I don't even know if y'all like me going that long. Maybe I want something quick. I don't know. Sometimes it just turns into an hour, close to it. But Monday Night Football, tune in, of course. Even if you're not an Eagles fan, tune in. It is Monday night, the only game that's going to be on. So you might as well tune in, hit your sports board, watch it at home. But I think I might go out a little bit and watch this one. There's a good possibility. Find me a nice little sports bar, check this thing out, and see what happens. But this G.S.Q.H, Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. And of course, this is Making It Monday. Y'all enjoy yourselves. Be safe. And go ahead. Get that 6-pack. It's on. It's popping. We out of here. Peace.